Gotta stop following cool thing to do, man. These trends fade out. When are we gonna learn this shit, man? Literally, go back and educate yourself on history. Please, I beg you. Every little cool thing, every little cool movement, the hot thing of the decade to do, all those things fizzled out. But there's a reasoning behind that. There's a reasoning behind that. And I really implore upon you to go find that reason. Because it's one of the dopest pieces of knowledge you will ever have as a black person. Go find out why so many of those movements didn't achieve the success it was set out to achieve. Notice I say it was set out to. Not that it didn't achieve any success. Hear me well. But go back and look and actually start to see why. It is hilarious. But because history ain't cool, a lot of y'all ain't gonna go look at this. Or y'all ain't gonna go try to go find those facts. Y'all ain't gonna actually go look at something, you know what I'm saying, that's of use and of worth. Keep scrolling though. The other thing is we need to stop being trend hoppers, and we need to start educating ourselves on what's really going on within these trends, within these movements, and why they become ineffective. On a less broader scale, man, we need to talk about structures, man. Community structures to start with. I'm 23 years old. I'm finna be 24. I didn't get to experience the communities that my mom and them talks about, reminisce about. I didn't grow up on a block where everybody was damn near like family, where my next door neighbor could literally give me a whooping if they caught me fucking up, because they cared about the image that the community upheld. I didn't get to experience, you know what I'm saying, the ways in which the community dealt with violence. By the time I grew up, your neighbor couldn't even comment on the kids without the parents getting offended. By the time I grew up, they wasn't circling up in the backyard or, you know what I'm saying, in a secure location, supervised and letting the problems get duked out with the hands, you know what I'm saying, or settled with words if the hands didn't fit. My era, I grew up where you fight, yeah, you might have got some rounds off. You might have legit fought before high school for real. Like, you know, so niggas was still fighting. By the time high school came, niggas was fighting, yeah. But if you lost, I'm going to go grab a gun, bro. My public humiliation, my street cred, my pride, my persona, it's damaged, bro. The only way I can get back is if I murk this nigga and sit behind jail for the rest of my life. Nah, that makes sense, but in either way, that became the mindset. That's the neighborhoods we grew up in, bro. That's the community setting, bro. Now the little kids can't even double dutch in the middle of the street, bro. You gotta worry about getting hit or stray bullets. You can't even be at the park all day long, 'cause they shooting. Man, we ain't even gonna talk about like the rise in fucking pedophilia and kidnapping, especially in the black communities. Like, we protected our communities at one point, and then even when they was out of hand, like, at least we had, you know what I'm saying, we had the rain. We don't have no range, bro. It's wild, wild west in our communities, literally. There's no structure at all. Nothing. Even when the communities went to shit, we at least had family structures back then. In some form, weak or not, we at least had them. That's non-existent. Completely. We don't have a community base, and our family bases are slowly becoming extinct. Let's get on family. I don't know how to start this conversation because it's a lose-lose. This is where the division in our community, the division amongst ourselves and how we see ourselves become the biggest problem within ourselves. I'm gonna start sugary. Sugary in the sense of I'm not gonna use my angry voice. I'm not gonna use my angry language. I'm gonna be calm. My brothers, we dropped the ball. We're gonna start there. Because what I preach on is accountability. So it's time for us to go ahead and start baking up these accountability pies, grab our forks and dig in. We dropped the ball. We left these women unprotected in our neighborhoods, in our communities. We left these women to bear the burden of parenthood alone. In many cases. Willingly. Not forcefully. Willingly. We allow chaos to run rampant in our households. We allow it to run in our communities. The level of respect that is in our community is non-existent. It's laughable. Really disgraceful. Honestly. Because in many cases, it's almost as if we condone the shit we see. It's okay. But I get it, because a part of it is there has been many cases in which stand-up members of the black community have tried to guide, correct, and give wisdom to the youth or to counterparts, and it's gone fatally wrong. Not just wrong, but fatally wrong. So I get it. And again, the accountability starts with us men. When we left them households, man, I don't care. I don't care what the situation was. I promise you I know that these women are undesirable in many cases.
Just ahead, make a left turn on North Boyle Avenue.
And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, women. But there are a lot of undesirable
Using the left lane, make a left turn on North Boyle Avenue. Then make a left turn.
Characteristics that y'all carry, as well as men. I'm connecting and relating to men right now. But regardless of those traits,
make a left turn.
The truth is, when you signed up to lay in bed with her, when you signed up to not wear a condom, when you signed up to explode and proceed to carry out the normal processes to have a baby, you need to take responsibility. You need to man up. You need to go and step up and do that. Whether you're going to be with her or not, you shouldn't have to
just ahead,
bear
make
that
a
by
left
herself.
Turn on Olive Street using the upcoming
and
left
it shouldn't
lane.
be no weekend thing. Fuck a weekend dad. No, you need to be full-time in whatever time you can be. Whether that's a week on, week off, whatever.
Using the left lane, make a left
you gotta
turn
show
on
some
Olive
sacrifice.
Street.
You gotta show some initiative, and you gotta show some accountability in your actions. And take responsibility for them and help that woman, help that young queen, help that lady raise them babies. Point blank, period. Whether y'all together or not, I don't believe in it. Oh, we ain't together, that ain't my child. No, that ain't it. We ain't together, that ain't my responsibility. No, that ain't it. Oh, I'm on child support. No, that ain't it. That's the last thing we want. That's the last thing we want. That's the last thing I want for another black man to be on his child support. Take care of your kids so you ain't got to be on it. Child support is for absentee fathers. Don't be absent in your child's life. And don't be a CEO dad, Christmas, Easter, other special holiday, or other special occasions. No, none of that. Be a real dad, man. Be a real dad. Help mold your child's life because they need it. These boys need it. They need real guidance. They need to know what real structured love is, which is what you have to offer.
Turn on North Taylor Avenue.
They also need, well, we ain't talking about women right now, so we're going to get to that. But they need that man. They need to know what structure is. They need to know what handling business is. They need to know what priority and prioritizing means. They need to understand how to properly protect a household, how to properly do for a household. They need to be shown these things. They need to be taught and repeatedly tested on how to treat a woman, how to treat themselves, how to love themselves, how to see their worth, how to understand what a man is and not what society thinks a man is.
Make a right turn on Maryland Avenue.
These kids need y'all. these girls, they need their fathers, man. They need somebody to give them that structured love. They need somebody to show them that they are beautiful, no matter what day it is. They need somebody to show them what real love looks like. So when some Negro who ain't about his business and ain't got nothing to offer her, she could tell the difference and root him out.
Proceed straight on Maryland Plaza, then pick up.
She needs a strong male figure in her life, so she know what a weak one look like. That little lady needs to see the importance of having a male in her life and how it helped her become a better woman, so that she too will respect and appreciate men who are like or similar in character essence when she comes across them, and not treat all men as if they have nothing to offer. See, these are just some of the things in which we can start to change. It's a plethora of other things, other benefits that come along with having a male in the house. You get raised differently. And by raised differently, what I mean is, when you have both parents in the household,
Take a left turn on North.
you don't have one parent in the household. As obvious as that sounds, it seems like something that most people aren't getting. When you have two parents in the household, meaning mom and dad, you have the structure love that I keep mentioning that the male brings to the table. And then you have that emotional love, that intense, wrong, right, I'm gonna love you. Like, I'm her. That's mama's love, especially for a male. Not those roles reverse when we talk about moms and females. But dads and males, this is their role. Having both parents is beneficial for the child because they then grow up to see how the love of a dad, let's just talk about boys growing up in a two-parent household, how the love of a dad will guide them to see life as it is and still love them. When that piece is missing and all you have is that motherly intensified wrong, right, I'm still gonna love you, you my baby, you start to get the makings of
in a half mile, make a slide right turn on Interstate.
A man that's gonna have difficulties later on in his adult life, because the world isn't like your mother. The world isn't gonna give you that love that your mother gives. And that's so often where men go wrong, because they have been raised in that one parent household with mom, and they have only experienced that intensified love all their life, especially their upbringing, you know what I'm saying, their formidable years. So that's all they know. So they go, like people say, well, men go looking for their mom. Yeah, that's who raised me. That's the safest love I know, because the love that I got from my friends later on when I got older, that wasn't the love that mom gave me. I don't like that love. I accept that love, but I don't like that love. That's not the love I want in a relationship. The love that my girlfriends give me, I mean, that's cool, but moms didn't do all that nagging. So that's why nagging is such a big thing for males and men. Moms didn't do all of that. Like, she saw me for who I was. She saw me, you know what I'm saying, in glitz and glamour, even when I was in mud and in shambles. Like, mama's love was different. So I'm not seeing that. So that's where my disconnect with you is. I can't fully commit to you because I don't see that love in you. And that's toxic. But that's majority of our men, including myself. And again, it starts with this slice of a accountability pie that I'm serving up for all of us to indulge in. And the reason that I decided to serve it up is because I am tired. I would like to open up that understanding and to help people see, like, it's a two-sided issue that we both need to come to. Compromise and sacrifice for, so that our families can thrive. It's bigger than us, man. It's bigger than us as an individual, literally. And in order for our family to thrive and survive as a structure, as a mantle, as a piece, or even as a thing, because eventually it's not even going to be a thing of black families. Like, it's just going to be that I'm expecting to get knocked up and I'll be a single mom. Like, that's I mean, if we're not already there, like, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be like, it's definitely going to be law. Like, you can't even expect your man to stay, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there cannot be an expectation. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like they ain't gonna let you get child support eventually. Like, it's gonna be such a thing. Like, if you're a black mom and you don't get child support, like it's just a thing. Like, you should have known when you got pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's gonna become a thing, bro. We gotta stop this while we have this. And that seems so far fetched. It seems so far off. But I promise you, our great grandmamas would have never, ever, ever imagined the days that we live in now. I promise you, our great-great-great-grandmas, as far as family structure go, the freedom, oh, they would love it. They would love the freedom. They would love the freedom, absolutely. But the family structures, the priorities that we have regarding family and life, period, we cannot in good faith say that we will be making people happy. And I don't intend to try to pretend that we are. So I would like to bring light and help further these discussions, help further these talks, help further the progression towards sustaining black family structures. So back to me. We dropped the ball, fellas. We gotta stand up and we gotta be there. Like, them kids need us. We need us to be there for them kids. Cause I'm sorry, like, I'm sorry, people will legit play as if life don't repeat itself in cycles. But the crazy part is, you not taking care of them kids when they need you the most is gonna come back. I really am. Like, I've been arguing with women left and right, trying to do my due diligence. And when I say my due diligence, I mean to open up the perspective. Because, again, oftentimes, because what I've already stated on men's behalf, it's exaggerated. You know what I'm saying? And then it becomes a issue of, now we just tacking on, and it's not even a real scenario. And what I mean by that is, you have those people who have those people that they know that, you know what I'm saying, it got done to them, and now all of a sudden 75% of the men they meet is their reflection or their resemblance of that one guy that your friend knows or knew that screwed her over. Like, it's not okay. You know what I'm saying? It's not right. It just perpetuates a further cycle of destroying the structure that's already weak and unable to stand on its own. So I'm tired. So in an effort to rebuild, in an effort to open up understanding, I'm trying to serve accountability. I have been trying to open the eyes of women to see that it's not a one-sided issue. As much as they would love to openly admit, oh, I know it's not one-sided, that's not how y'all carry about how y'all treat men. Y'all don't treat men as if y'all come into the issues as flaws. Y'all make memes about it. But y'all don't correct them. Y'all don't take action to correct them. Yet the man is supposed to correct everything that you complain about. But we not on women yet, so I'm gonna save that. Look, that's an appetizer. I'm serving up courses today. Literally, like, that karma come back on you, man. You don't want that karma. You don't want that literally in your olden days. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, take care of them babies. Just take care of them babies. Because you are a large part of why black families are suffering the way they are. The resentment built up from these women, the lack of patience, the lack of trust, you know what I'm saying, the lack of protection. All of this is contributing to the issues that we are seeing today, presently. And we have to step up as men and take that accountability. We have to step up as men and actually want to see a change. We have to actually be the facilitators of that change. Yeah, we have to be the facilitators of that change. You know what I'm saying? We have to see that change is actually made. And I'm saying this next statement not to bash women or tear down women, but leaving the facilitation to women alone is not going to be conducive to the solution. It's not going to be it's not going to be a great way to actually bring about change. One, because again, they are the emotional side of love. They are one half of the family creation. So they shouldn't be one whole of the facilitation, one whole of the growth and development. You need the structure. You need the balance of logic and emotion. And you get that with a male being present. Yes, women can do both. I'm not saying it. Roles, male and female. Sure. I can also pretend to be a girl, but will I be a good one? And yes, I could work hard at it. Very, very hard. But at the end of the day, will I be a girl? So while I applaud my single moms, while I applaud you independent queens out there, that badge of honor is a two-sided sword. It's kind of more so like that special edition Lamborghini, only made 3 of them. You only put it out there for people to see a couple times. Only when absolutely necessary for extreme stunting. Otherwise, you wear your regular badge of honor, which should be supportive half to a whole. The completing piece to a whole. We shouldn't wear that independent badge of honor all the time, because psychologically it starts to mess with your brain, or it messes with you psychologically. I don't know, but mentally things start getting haywire, because instead of that being something that is done to compensate when your partner isn't able to be completely independent, that is now your outlook on life. You now no longer need a man, which is not how family is structured. this toxic thought of I can do without a man, everything a man can do, I can do and do better. I don't need a man for nothing. Blase, blase. While you may feel this way, when you have sexual desires, where are you going? When you get tired of Bob, your battery-operated boyfriend, where are you going? So while your mouth may say you don't need a man, there's some parts of your life that you just cannot physically cope without a man. If you need a baby, where are you going? Even if you say, oh, I'll go to a sperm bank, where did they go? You need a man in some form. Let's stop the bullshit. Let's stop this bullshit. On the other side, men, you may feel like you don't need a woman. But I'm sorry, as horny as we are, when that urge come up, where are we going? Where are our prideful, over-masculinized ass going? I don't even know if masculinized is a word, but you get what I'm saying. Where are we going? If we want a son, which most men want. I would say most men want a junior. They want an heir to their throne. Rightfully so. But where you going to get that? Ain't no sperm bank for us. So you just all out need a woman. We gotta stop this bullshit. Like, it's toxic, bro. It's killing us, man. And y'all, we gotta see this shit, man. We gotta see this for what it is, and we gotta stop sugarcoating it for what it ain't. And what it is killing us. What it ain't helping us. Like, plain and fucking simple, bro. Plain and fucking simple. And again, if you are a proponent or claim to be a proponent, an advocate for black people, then why are you an enemy in whatever way? Back to my man, we not done serving up this pie. Because again, it's not just that we left homes. Because in some instances we stayed. And I was actually, you know what I'm saying, growing to be, well, I was one of these. Not even growing to be, I was one of these. I stayed in the household, and what I did was, instead of facilitating correctly, appropriately, going about my business, prioritizing, and doing the things in which would benefit my family, I chose the other route. Succumb to temporary pleasures, succumb to my temporary satisfaction of blowing off steam. And that took the shape of many things throughout many relationships. Whether that was cheating, whether that was verbally, emotionally abusing them, or whether it was just being absent emotionally, like not being a protector of her mental. And again, you don't know what you don't know, so I can be honest. I can legit be very honest and say, like, a lot of the things that are spouting out, like, I mean, some of this ain't new, but definitely, like, with the evaluation of my abuse, my mental abuse through not being emotionally available. I didn't realize that me being detached from somebody would affect them emotionally, but I didn't see how my genuine acts and bouts of love coupled with my disinterest to emotionally be attached to somebody could cause somebody mental anguish or anxiety or, you know what I'm saying, discomfort. But I had to grow up and I had to learn how to assess for myself. I had to learn how to take accountability in its truest forms. Kind of a dick, buddy. And once I started doing that, I started being able to see things that I hadn't always seen. I was able to start recognizing things that I wasn't always recognizing. But it was because I wanted to see what I was doing wrong. I wanted to see what I could change. I wanted to see what I could be that was different than what I was. And just in many cases, that's not what we're doing. In many cases, what we often do is we just point the finger and do the opinion thing, and we act as if our opinion really means something in day-to-day life. And again, like, y'all could look at me and say, hey, well, ain't you just giving an opinion right now? Sure, you could take it as an opinion. Of course. Definitely. But the truth of the matter is, if you scroll down your timeline on whatever platform, on any given day, you will find at least 2 posts that are divisive in nature of black people, black culture, black families, black men, black women. And yeah, it may not affect you consciously, doing air quotations on affect, but subconsciously reading it, taking it in, whether it's once a day, once a year, or 7 times a week, every week. How do you think that affects you? Just being 100. How do you think that, you know what I'm saying, makes you think about yourself? How do you think that allows you to see yourself? Like, I'm just being 100 with, like, everything. But now that it allows you to, like, really see yourself in a different way. Like, you can't keep allowing yourself to be you and just let it slide. Like, when are you going to become accountable to your actions? When are you going to be accountable for who you are and what you are? And when are you going to actually want more for you? My issue too many times and oftentimes is things just go unchecked. They go unbothered. The status quo goes unquestioned. But why? You know what I'm saying? Why? Why is this okay? Why is it something that's necessary? And why do we allow it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why do we allow it? Why don't we say things? Why do we just allow things to be, affect us subconsciously and affect the way we think about and go about life? Because regardless of if you believe it or not, like, when you see these things every day, 7 days a week, every week, you start to subconsciously believe them. You start to actually see that as truth. And then fact and truth become distorted. And once fact and truth distorted, it's all out the window from there. There ain't no hope. And once there ain't no hope, like, you can kiss real discussions, logical discussions, goodbye. And that's really, like, damn near where it's at with me, because it's like, man, everybody has become subconsciously hooked into a truth that is built upon fixable situations, but I would go as far as to say, like, fixed upon, like, few people's interpretation. Like, I was just literally talking, and I was talking to a friend, and literally, like, we were talking about, you know, men and women, and, you know, what they bring to the table. And literally, she starts barreling down this tunnel of, why transportation and relationship is important and how men prey on women who have transportation. And, she was like, we can get you, to the PO office and to your baby mama house, blah, blah. I said, personally, how many times has this happened to you? Personally, how many times has somebody preyed on you for a ride as a man? Or you as a woman and them as a man? And she said, personally, I haven't, but I've heard it, so it doesn't make it invalid. No, it doesn't make it invalid for them, but it very well does make it invalid for you, because you haven't ran across that type of man. So how can you speak of that man if he doesn't exist for you? You can acknowledge that he exists for somebody else, but if he doesn't exist for you, how can you create him for yourself? You never met him. It's unfair to label a man or even create something that you haven't, you ain't even came across. Like, you literally are creating fictional situations of bad men at this point. And it's based off one bad apple that your friend had. And maybe a couple that they had over time. But then you need to start looking at your friend. What is it about her that she keep attracting all these bad apples and you ain't ever had this experience? Ding, ding, ding. Oh yeah, men, it's not the last thing. This list is not all inclusive. But for the purposes of today, last thing that I'm gonna point out that we dropped the ball on. We forgot the imperative benefit of consistency. We have allowed our mental agility and ability to succumb to pride. Men have, it won't be recognized. And while that sentiment is a true statement for a lot of men, we don't feel recognized. We don't feel appreciated. Hell, half the time we don't feel wanted. While this may be true, it cannot be an excuse for the behaviors that we allow to go unchecked. It cannot be the reason that we allow our family structures to go to complete rubble. The fact that in the now, however long that now is, because again, I personally relate to this sentiment.
Second to third lanes from the right.
But no matter how long that now is, there needs to be consistency and resilience in those hard-working efforts, in those things in which you want to be recognized in. We shouldn't stop. We shouldn't, become weary in those great actions. We shouldn't become resentful of behaviors that may not be completely known by the other side. We have to be consistent in love for our loved ones, especially. And that includes your mate, your spouse, your significant other. She needs consistent reminders. She needs consistent love. She needs consistent touch. She needs consistent dedication and commitment. She needs to consistently feel as though she's the only one that matters in every room that y'all are in together. And it's okay to adore your wife. Like, there's nothing unmanly about that. It's unmanly to dog a woman out all day, sitting around with your homeboys, and then go home and lay next to nothing It's unmanly to have something to go home to and decide otherwise. We have to prioritize and redefine what a man is, what manhood is, what is manly, what is
make a left turn on Arsenal Street.
Boyish, and what is manly. Because a lot of us are still operating in boyish contract language, still operating in boyish mental capacities. We have to grow out of that boyish thought, boyish tendencies, and boyish way of life into manhood, manliness, and real way a man should live life. We have to change these things, and we have to make it so that universally our communities benefit, universally our family structures benefit, universally our culture benefits. Because right now there's every man for themselves. There's I'm me, you do you, I do me, I'm my own person, I don't need the other. Like, this stuff has to stop. It has to stop. And literally the only way it's gonna stop is if we put some real thought and real effort into fixing the problem. And it starts with this
mile, make a left turn on Arsenal Street using the upcoming left
slice of accountability, man. So be consistent at everything. Be consistent in being there. Be consistent in uplifting. Be consistent in loving. Be consistent in emotionally ensuring her. Be consistent in protecting your household, protecting the mental of your household, protecting the health of your household.
Make a left turn on Arsenal Street.
Be consistent. And be willing, man. Like, it's not a chore. Like, it's a blessing to have a family. It's a blessing to have a woman, you know what I'm saying, love you and wake up to you every day and still love you. You know what I'm saying? And maybe even a little more on some days. Like, that's a blessing to have kids that you can literally go in another room and hug and kiss and share memories and moments with. Like, that's a blessing. It's a blessing. Stop looking at it as a chore, as a burden. I'm talking to us men. Stop congregating around a bottle and talking about how crazy women are, and start congregating around that bottle and start putting together systems and structures that you can apply at home to help the women be less crazy. Let's pursue change consistently. Let's pursue progress consistently. And let's pursue accountability consistently. Man, I'm done with y'all. I hope that was appetizing. I hope you got your fill. And I hope you come back for some more, man. I really do. Women, showtime. Showtime. No, I love y'all for real, man. I really do. I love y'all. And I want nothing more than for men and women to really get along.
Using the right lane, make a slide right.
And really start understanding how the division that we have amongst each other can be avoided, fixed, amended. But until otherwise, well, until then, it's just causing a further rift and benefiting the extension of our family structures. So let's dig into it. I started with the drinks. Let's stop making all men out to be the few bad men that your friends decided to choose. Because regardless of what y'all want to say, every man that ain't worth nothing, regardless of how fly, smooth, or attractive he is, he's gonna give you red flags in the beginning and usually in the first conversations. It's up to you to see. But if you can't see it, you can't be mad that it played out the way it played out. You can't then declare all men to be of a certain caliber. And then you can't take accountability away from yourself. Because what you decided to do was not only forego the accountability of your friend, because what inside of her attracted that male? What inside of her attracted or held her in the situation for as long as it did? Because see, a relationship can't be ruined by one person, regardless of how victims feel. When I got cheated on, it wasn't just her fault for cheating. When I cheated, it wasn't just my fault for cheating. Two people in a relationship, which means there has to be two inputs on every decision. And foregoing an input or foregoing the exercising or the right to exercise whatever input is appropriate, that's your action, that's your input. But cheating just doesn't occur. There's something that the person is lacking which makes them feel that they have to cheat. Which means the person that they're with isn't providing something. Again, I hate to put it in this way, but again, the object of today is to be blunt. Like I don't like gray areas. Cause like my mind don't think that way. Like my mind literally, like it really is. It's black and white. Like I love math because in math there's no three answers. You can arrive at, the same answer three different ways, but the answer don't change. And that's why I was like, math. It ain't something you could debate. It's plain. Like, you may have used the wrong process and arrived at the answer that you answered at, which is incorrect, by using the wrong process or by using the process incorrectly, but that don't make it right. It makes it incorrect. So there, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can put all the numbers in right and have all the information right, but if you put it in the wrong processes, it doesn't make it right. So yeah, your friend did get cheated on. Yeah, your friend did meet a bad apple. But what was the process that took place? Did your friend vet this person? Did your friend properly get to know this person? Did your friend compare likes and differences? Did your friend plan, a month in advance, like a month ahead? Did your friend see anything that was tangible in that other person that was worth continuing a relationship with outside of material and physical attributes? When you went in after you heard about this guy or this particular species of male, did you properly vet the next person? Or did you jump to conclusions because of what you recently had heard? Or do you have enough girlfriends in your group with enough bad guys that that's all y'all talk about, so that's all you know? Because then there's some accountability there too. Because what is it about y'all
Take right exit 278 on the Big Bend
and the bad men that y'all keep attracting that there's a large population of women aren't attracted? Cause I hate to say it, there's a lot of people that are in relationships and happy.
Keep right onto Big Bend Road.
And they have good men. So these good for nothing, not shit ass niggas that y'all often bring up, where are y'all looking? Y'all finding them in the club, y'all shaking y'all ass in? Half dressed? Or did you meet them at the book club discussing chapter 13? Or in the supermarket shopping for food? Like, where did you meet him? Oh, he picked you up at the bar. Oh, okay. Oh, you had on those leggings again. Oh, okay. The ones you know that you damn near ripping out of. Where the fabric done stretched so much, like it looked like you got leopard print, but it ain't leopard print. Oh, and you wore the shirt with your titties out and no bra. Okay. Shaking ass all on the desk. Okay. And you wonder why that didn't go well. Okay. Cool. T-Pain said he was in love with a stripper. I don't think he said he married her though. I'm just saying. I'm being 100. Stevie J, I think he loved the stripper. I don't think him and Jocelyn got married. I'm just saying. I'm blunt. I'm brutal in some cases, but
a half-mile drop off.
Again, we have lost the structures in place. We have no structures. And so we don't have moms who are mentally capable of raising all the kids by themselves in the right fashion all day, every day. Just not possible. It's not realistic either. Being 100. Shouldn't have to. But because of this, because this is real, because this is true, because this is a reality, you are raising kids by yourself. You are stressed the fuck out. You are working a 9 to 5. You are trying to figure out how you can get peace while providing peace and getting no peace. I see you, queens. And I really do feel for you. I really do. And I really, honest to God, pray that situations get better for y'all. Honest to God. Because of this fact, women aren't able to experience the guidance needed to carry out themselves in the adult world when they become of age. They aren't taught these things. They aren't showed how to conduct themselves, what is acceptable and not acceptable as a woman. And it's not a domestication thing. It's not a put you in a box thing. There are ways in which men should conform and act out in public and carry themselves out in public as well, which I need to add because that's a great thing. I don't want this to be one-sided. But I do want to shed light on the men because, real quick, as a matter of fact, let me dive into that. The pants sagging, this purse wearing shit, like, I'm sick of it. As a man, I'm sick of it. Like, yeah, rock your fashion, but I ain't gonna comment on y'all tight jeans, bro. I'm just not. I'm not gonna comment on y'all too little shirts. I'm not. But the sagging, bro, come on, man. If your jeans too tight and you can't pull them up across your ass, you need to get a bigger size, B. I don't care. Like, bro, shit ain't cute. You got on designer boxes, that's cool, bro. That's cool. It's a way to show them off without your pants being all the way off your ass. Like, it's a special way to put your pants on your ass to where you can still show off your boxers and not really be sagging. Just loosely hanging off the ass. Just loosely. Very, very, very. Well, not loosely, but barely. Just barely hanging off the ass. But quite frankly, unless you're in street clothes, only if you're in street clothes, that's acceptable. Otherwise, put a damn belt on, bro. Put a damn belt on. Stop being the loudest motherfucker on the block. Stop being the fastest, the speediest car on the block. Stop being that person just because you don't give a shit. Because you hard and can't nobody tell you what to do. Because you bigger than the damn world. That shit gotta stop too. Like this macho, pseudo masculinity shit gotta stop. Gotta stop. Just because you disobedient, disrespectful, and have no regard for authority does not make you hard. It does not make you tough, and it does not make you. It makes you stupid. Because you can hold, 3 guns in a picture and have $20 bills mixed in with 5s and 1s up your arm. Or even if you could do a whole roll of hundreds, like, kudos to you. Get your bread. That don't make you a man. It don't make you a baller either. We gotta stop as males with this pseudo male lifestyle, this pseudo masculinity. It's not real. It's not us. It's not right. Back to him. Because there's no male in the house, because mom is raising all the kids by herself, because she is mentally depressed out of her fucking mind, she's not able to bestow the knowledge and light on Queen in training and show her what is and should be acceptable as a woman and what is not and is not acceptable. You have these women who get to adulthood and they think that because they saw mom having a good time shaking her ass with her friends, that's pretty much what life is about. Because they saw mom having guys in and out of their house, that's what life is about. Because they saw and heard mom and all her friends degraded men, that's what life is all about. So now we have a cycle of women who don't hold men in regard to anything, who don't see men as equal in anything, who don't hold men in regard of anything positive. And that further perpetuates this cycle of distressed black family structures. The other side of that is how she carries herself. Like, again, it's hard, queens, for y'all, and because I'm not a male, I don't speak on a lot of things because I can't actually relate. But I do speak to things that I feel fairly confident about. I'm not fairly confident about this one, so I'm gonna say what I would have talked about, but I'm not gonna talk about it. And that is the confidence and the wherewithal to not use your body as an advertiser or advertisement. To love yourself enough and have enough self-esteem. And I know, again, that comes from that structural love the dad brings. But then also, I know there are other factors that make women feel less beautiful than what they actually are. And a lot of that does come from bitter moms. I can count on my hand how many healthy mom and daughter relationships I know. Healthy. Literally. And the ones that are, I literally see the work that they had to put in. Like, you know what I'm saying? In some cases, I could see the work that was put in. In some cases, like, I can just, like, see the bond to tell, like, what type of work might have been put in. You know what I'm saying? What might have been done to, you know what I'm saying, get to this point.
In 1 mile, pick
and
up.
It's like, I don't know what the disconnect between, you know what I'm saying, women or daughters and moms is, but that is like, as far as like, because as far as like verbal abuse goes, those are some of the most verbally abusive relationships that I've took witness to. Like, you literally have two disrespectful, two disrespectful females going at each other. Because at that point, like, they don't see each other as mom and daughter. Like, they're literally at each other's head. They literally own it. Like, they own it with each other. And damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn. That's your mom. Like, she gave you life like that. That's your daughter. Like, she came out of you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And y'all call each other some of the most despitefulest words. And the treatment, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, dang, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I do feel sorry for our young queens who grew up in those type of households and environments where not only do you have to worry about the fact that dad wasn't there, but now that mom is here, like, she killing me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, mentally, like, killing me. And that goes to, you know, I said, like, I don't want to speak on it because I don't know, but, like, I have seen those things. I've witnessed those things. And I ain't gonna say that all women do it. It's just, if that's a thing, that's something that, you know what I'm saying, it needs to be addressed internally between women. Because I don't have the criteria or credentials to speak to it. And I can't tell y'all not to be lumping all men together and then be doing the exact opposite on my end. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be clear. I'm being raw. I'm being respectful as possible. And I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, really paint a fair picture. You know what I'm saying? Paint a fair picture of what's going on or what I see going on. So let's get to women in the communities.
Make a right turn on Murray Drive.
Because I started talking about males in the communities and I got to males in the family structure. So, yeah, I got your appetizers, women.
Make a right turn on South Lindbergh Boulevard, then pick up.
So, let's talk community. Alright, women in communities. So,
head to your drop off at 47.
It's not that women have left, but women have now overstepped and have now refused to vacate. In the communities, women were their source of love. You know, they did the gardening, blase, beautification, those type of things. If we wanted to modernize that and make it fit 2020, I would say that those women would be the organizers, community organizers. That would be the administrative, you know what I'm saying, personnel for certain, pretty much all the outreach groups. You know what I'm saying? Not even for certain, but for all the outreach groups. Like, they would be the stewards of, you know what I'm saying, those type of activities. They would be, you know what I'm saying, out there being the ones, you know what I'm saying, showing our women how to be women, but also instilling that love, you know what I'm saying, just bringing that woman love and that woman joy to the equation. and to the situation, to the structure, to the community. The other thing is, women were I'm gonna stop there. That's a topic I don't know too much about. Went further into it in my head. So, I'm gonna go with this one. So I said that women have overstepped and refused to vacate, especially in communities. So again, we've talked about the fact that we talked about the fact that men have dropped the ball. We left. We didn't fulfill our duty as male protector and father figure.
In 1 mile, make a left turn on Bourgeois Road.
That is not to say that the blame is completely on us. Again, I spoke about that badge of honor, that strong black woman badge of honor that y'all wear. I talked about it being a double-edged sword. But when your man can't, as in he may be stretched too thin, may not have the mental capabilities at this point, or may just need a breather, may need you to pick up on some slack, or maybe he just isn't down, he's just downright not able. That is when your strong black woman card becomes the beneficial side of the sword. When I'm away on a business trip, when I can't fulfill my duties for a specific time, that is when your strong black woman card comes in greatest use and effectiveness.
Using the left lane, make a left turn on Bourgeois Road.
Now, of course,
left 1 lane.
being a strong black woman doesn't just mean fulfilling man duties. So don't get me saying that you need to be a strong black woman when he's lacking as don't misinterpret that as for me saying that you don't have to be strong ever, you know what I'm saying, or in any other time. Because you have to be strong, of course, you have to be strong in any relationship. You have to be strong as a person, period, to endure life. But when I speak in terms of when your man is lacking or when he does not have, I am speaking in terms of taking over those man roles. The problem is our generation of women, they're not just using this badge when their man is lacking. They're using this badge all day long. And where it becomes the double-edged sword is the overuse and trivial use of this sword. And you guys are overusing it to the point where it becomes dull, and instead of sharpening that one side, what you're doing is you're just going to the other side. And that's where the double edge comes from. And you're just literally beating the hell out that sword. And so, instead of being man or substitute man in charge when needed, you just now carry the badge and you in many ways hijack the position, and now you act as if you are the man in charge all the time, when I'm up, when I'm down, and when I'm all around. And I no longer can perform or act in my male role and carry out my male responsibilities the way I need to, because you deem yourself more capable in that role because you feel as though you should have that role. You could run the ship better. You could put the structure together better. And it creates this unidentified monster between the two because as a male, what he's hearing on a day-to-day basis is you're not man enough to do it, so I'll do it myself. And in many conversations and arguments where disagreements do occur, he is actually told that or physically told that. So you have the blatant act of you literally in my face acting out the duties of a man and not allowing me to do so. And on other instances, you're demasculating me by reminding me that you're wearing my pants and won't let me get in them. And yet, when you don't receive the love or when he leaves, you now find yourself in a position to feel as though sympathy should be given. Or as if nothing you have done was wrong. Again, relationships are 50-50. They're 50-50. And while men, we have trivial things that we leave for. We have less of a threshold. Very true. And there's less thought in what we do. Doesn't make the impact less in terms of what actually happened, but emotionally it does. It does. We'll get to that in a minute. Community though. So yeah, you overstepped and you overstepped and refused to vacate. So now we have women trying to police men and trying to manage men in a way that is unprecedented and really not functional. Because again, if I pee standing up and you pee sitting down, there's a blatant difference in the anatomy and makeup of who you are and who I am. Which means we probably don't think the same. We probably don't rationalize the same. So how can you then tell me how I should be if I can't tell you how you should be? So, in community roles, we now have women, and not to say that y'all aren't capable. Not to say that y'all aren't capable. I do believe that men and women have the same mental capacities. I do believe that anything a man can do, a woman can do as well on some level. And I do believe that I guess there is a woman that can do something. Well, yeah, I guess there's a man that can do something and a woman that can do something for everything. You know what I'm saying? Even if nobody else can. Like, if it's a woman out there that bench 3,000 pounds, there's a man out there that can do it as well. So, I get it, I understand it. I'm not sexist in any way. Like, I don't believe that, women are inferior. I actually think, like, as far as, like, assuming information, y'all are cold. I just think the logistical analysis of the information is where men may have the stronger or the upper hand, I would say. But as far as gathering it, because you women are more detail oriented, I would say definitely. So yeah, again, just not to bash anybody. I'm just really trying to bring light to some of the things that you may not think about. And so, while you may not think that it's harmless to, you know what I'm saying, be there and do everything that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, your man has to feel wanted like you have to feel wanted. And men feel wanted by filling that void of what we feel are manly duties and responsibilities. If I don't get the right or have the opportunity to showcase my abilities to achieve those responsibilities, especially for my family, then there's, you know what I'm saying, like women talk about the emotional abuse. Like, that's some emotional abuse right there. You want to hurt a man, call him a bitch real quick. Anything along the lines of not being man enough is a vital blow to any man. Mentally, emotionally, and shit. Sometimes physically, because what ends up happening is we go find a bottle, which leads to other problems. So, again, like, yeah, y'all not putting your hands on us, but y'all words, like, women, y'all know. Y'all got away with fucking words, and y'all use them as practice on each other, I believe, just so y'all can get cold and, like, completely fucking evil with men. Because the way y'all talk to each other, boy, it's ruthless. Like, men only talk to, like, I feel like men only go that far with other men when literally it's that time. Y'all literally can say that type of shit and walk off like ain't nothing happened.
In 1 mile,
niggas ain't popping off like that. I just don't. Men, not niggas. I'm trying to be better with that. But I really just, I don't believe that men are just popping off like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the ways in which I see women do it, I just don't think it's popping off like that. But the other side of this is I gotta watch our mouth. Yeah, stop overstepping. Oh, and refusal to vacate. So, and what I mean by this is, and this might be a conscious decision, this may not be. I feel like it's more so conscious and vindictive than anything, but that's me personally, and I'll leave some of my personal feelings out of this. But I feel as though consciously, y'all don't want men to be in control. Y'all don't want men to be in the position that we were made to be in. Y'all don't want men to lead the household. Y'all don't think he's capable. And that's based on the fact that y'all were able to raise kids up until they were, you know, out of the household, and, you know, whatever the case, whatever the age was. But that's not a measure of success. That's a measure of making it. And what you set is a cycle and expectation of a life of just making it.
In a quarter mile, make a right turn on Teeman Avenue.
So, y'all have took on this attitude of, I don't need a nigga, I got it, I've been doing it by myself, I continue to do it by myself, I don't need a man to give me nothing, it's this and that and the third. And again, I hear you, boo. I love you and express my truest love to you.
Make a right turn on Teeman Avenue.
That's not realistic. It's not real. And it ain't right.
Just ahead, make a left turn on Nani Avenue.
Men need women like women need men. Point blank, period.
Make a left turn on Nani Avenue, then make a right turn on Teeman Avenue.
And I spoke earlier about expectations of women. I know it. But you know, I spoke on expectations because again, I do feel like we bring the wrong expectations to our partners. And those expectations lead us down a real rabbit hole. $47.22. It leads us down a real rabbit hole. And that rabbit hole forces us to become bitter because we get used to seeing darkness. But we don't realize that the darkness is created by what we're doing to our partners. Subconscious. One second, I'll be right back. Sheesh, I don't remember where I was, I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, expectations, yeah. That fuck us up. So, again, you wouldn't expect a tire with no tread to be of any use, right? You wouldn't expect it to go far, or you wouldn't expect to get far without complications if you have a tire with low tread, would you? Okay. Now I ask these questions for a reason, and I'm relating it to a tire or transportation for a reason as well. So, expect that tire to be any good for a long period or extended period of time. And all you do is give it one look and look at the tread. Like, that's all you do. You just let the tread levels. You ain't touch it. You just look. Would you think possible that someone could perhaps perceive you the same way? So if you come off as having little to offer, having little to bring bring to the table, little value to add, why would you expect someone to deal with you long term? Especially if you yourself aren't taking the necessary actions to acquire value to bring to the table. See, there's one thing, like, that's why I say, like, relationships really aren't about what you bring to the table. Like, that's just a head start. The relationship Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a real, the real measure of the relationship is not what y'all brought to the table. It's what y'all made at the table together. You know what I'm saying? Or it's not what y'all brought individually to the table. It's what y'all brought to the table together. So like we had this misconception that you got to come into the relationship with everything. No, I don't even know you. I don't even know you. So how can I come with everything? Oh, I mean, at least have a car, but what does a car really do for our relationship? Yeah, I can pick you up and get to you quicker. But should you love me any less? Or does that make me less of a person because I don't have a car? Or because I don't currently have my house? Again, if I'm working towards these things, then is it really a problem? Now, for those who are going to say yes, it's going to be you that feels stupid when he does get his shit together. He wants nothing to do with you. That's a decision that you made. A shallow decision, yes, but it's a decision that you made. Now, to me, it's not what you bring to the table. It really isn't. But when you have an expectation that you're bringing all these good things to the table, and you know you just see yourself in such a highlight, and you hard as nails on everybody else, there's an issue there. There either needs to be a reevaluation of yourself because you're not as stoked out as you want to believe yourself to be. Because again, we attract where we are in life. You know what I'm saying? You attract the level of life that you're at. So if the level of life in which you are at is no good dudes, you need to change your level of life. That's not dudes being no good to you. That's the level of life in which you are at. If you're at the level of life in which all you meet is cheating dudes, you need to get out that level of life. That's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not the masses. That's not the majority. That's not a larger portion. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not it. There's plenty of women who can vouch for it. It's not me just as a male. It's not me just as a male who is saying this. Accountability goes two ways. And it is hard to swallow both ways. But it is necessary to actually promote progress, to actually invoke change, to actually instill change, to actually see change, and to sustain it. But we get absolutely nowhere by finger pointing, playing blame games, and acting as if our individual shits don't stink. Because there are flaws that everyone brings to a table. There are shortcomings that everyone brings to a table. If you as a person aren't a person that can come to a table with more than your partner, then you need to look for a partner who can bring more than you. But that is not a them problem. That is a you problem. That is a your preference problem. That's not indicative that men aren't anything or aren't capable of anything. No, that's indicative of your life standards right now attracting that type of male. That's indicative of your life attraction is at that level. That's it, that's all. Nothing more, nothing less. And if it upsets you that you're at that point in life, that you're in that bubble or at that level, it's you that needs to change. It's not the men that you're dating. Sure, they definitely do need to change if they find themselves, you know what I'm saying, no good nothings. But if they find themselves in a position where they're still searching for them, and they're still figuring it out for themselves, just because you have yourself figured out, don't make it okay for you to drag them down. It doesn't make it okay for you to point out their shortcomings or make them less than or no good this and incapable that. Like, no, that's not how that works. That's not how that should go. The truth of the matter is, if you meet a person and they're willing to change, they're willing to do more with their life than what they met you at, regardless of the trials and tribulations that may occur in trying to achieve it, that person is well within their right to be considered a good person. And that person is deserving of love too. And I'm not saying that y'all saying that, those without jobs, cars, and what I'm saying, when y'all say have nothing else going for them besides all the kids and all that stuff, like, when y'all say stuff like that, like, it don't really help y'all either. Like, no man wants, like, we already know, like, we not valued by women. Like, as much as y'all want to say y'all value us, y'all look after us and all of that, y'all don't feel protected and all that good stuff. Like, yeah, y'all might not feel protected, but I mean, that's like slave masters saying they didn't feel safe. Like, you beat my ass all day and you want me to protect you. Like, and I'm not saying this to like excuse it, but again, the expectations that women place. It's like, okay, this makes sense to you, huh? Constantly remind me of what I ain't doing for you, instead of reminding me, or sometimes at least letting me know what I am doing for you. But, just keep constantly reminding me of what I ain't and what I'm not doing for you. So eventually my pride can take over, and then I can live up to those exact demeaning words and not do shit for you and not be shit for you. See, women, y'all speak a lot of negative, but if words or affirmations, what are you speaking into existence? When you're hurt, when you're angry, when you're upset, when you're frustrated, when you're emotionally out of control, what are you speaking into existence? When you say, you ain't shit, nigga, you a bitch, you ain't no man, what are you saying? What is his soul receiving? Not just him, his soul. Because words go direct. They go to the ears, but the ears are gateway to the soul. So if you're speaking those things to his soul, his mind subconsciously starts to hear it. It starts to acknowledge it. It starts to dabble with it. It starts to believe. It starts to become. When you tell your daughter, she ain't nothing but a trifling asshole, what do you think she grows up to be? And why do you hate it so much when she grows up to be what you said she was going to grow up to be? You said it. You spoke it. You gave life to it. Why does it upset you? Now that you have to look at that life and see it every day for what it is and what it became under your instruction. Ladies, there's power in their tongue. Stop using it to break down everyone around you. Other women, other men, other family, other friends and counterparts. Like, we gotta stop. It has to stop. So parentally, it kind of intertwined with the community because y'all overstep boundaries and y'all have expectations that aren't realistic sometimes, or that aren't conducive to the plan, to the system, to the structure. It gets crazy, man. It gets crazy. But you have to take the accountability what you do. You
Head
can't
to your
be
pick,
mad
make a
at
right turn on Hydraulic Avenue.
it. You just can't. It's garbage.
Make a right turn on
But
Griswold
y'all
Avenue.
women gotta understand, you can't speak all that negativity and expect positive. You can't tell a man that he gonna leave every day and think that he gonna stay. You can't tell a man that he ain't this and ain't that and think he gonna feel
Using the left lane, make a left turn on Gustine Avenue.
That type of shit, it's not logical, man. It's just not logical. And where things aren't logical, things get ugly.
Just ahead, make a right turn on Chippewa Street.
So be cognizant of what y'all saying. Be aware of
Make
what
a right turn on
y'all
Chippewa
expecting. Be accountable for what y'all doing, because it's not just
ahead,
men.
pick up.
You know what I'm saying? Women are very manipulative, and y'all know this. Y'all are very secretive and conniving, and y'all know this. It's not something that men just have to take accountability for or to. It's something that all of y'all need to be, you know what I'm saying, pursuing. And I say y'all, including myself, but men and women, all of us need to be pursuing that, because it's important, it's vital, man, to the growth and progression of our black family structures. And without it, man, we're gonna be lost in the sauce forever. And I don't want to be lost in the sauce forever, bro. I really don't. I want to see us do better. And in order to do better, we're gonna have to self-assess and understand what our own strengths and weaknesses are, where we fall short and where we can improve. And then work on those things diligently. And then have these conversations with each other openly, without so much malice towards each other. But then there also has to be a level of acceptance and accountability, because again, no one wants to, my friend said it best, no one wants to be in a lose-lose situation. But if you have to be in a lose-lose situation because you put yourself in a lose-lose situation, be accountable for that. Take accountability. Don't sidestep it because the situation is unfavorable, because that's where growth is stifled. Because a lot of the times, the areas in which we need to grow are the areas in which the information that we have to receive for that growth is not the most pleasant or welcoming. It's not what we want to hear. It's not what we want to be focusing on. It's not the beautiful things that we are. It's the negative shortcomings. It's the accountability, which sucks sometimes. But it has to be aiding. It has to be taken for growth to take place. And it has to be taken appropriately. Like, you can't sidestep it. You can't half-ass accountability, because the problem still exists. Until you truly tackle the issue, until you truly get to the bottom of it, like, the problem exists and it's gonna exist. So, with love and much respect, man, I appreciate y'all for sitting down and enjoying these slices of accountability pie. I hope it was flavorful. I hope y'all learn something, man. I hope y'all actually, receive this with an open mind. I ain't go as hard on the women, just because, like, I'm kind of tired of talking. I've been talking for a minute now. And, the other side of it is, like, I just really want to implore women to actually look at themselves, because I'm not a woman. I would feel way more comfortable with women looking at themselves and seeing where they fall short in relationships and seeing how some of their unrealistic expectations play out negatively in the growth and development of a relationship. And how unhealthy expectations, period, sabotage relationships. And then again, that overcoming the subconscious programming of negative concepts, image, and constructs of men. Not all men are savages, not all men are dogs, not all men are evil, not all men are incapable, not all men are sitting on their mama's couch, not all men are unemployed, not all men are, just having babies and not taking care of them. Yes, there are men out there that are, fit this description to a T. But that's not the fact for all men. That's not the truth for all men. But some women literally walk this earth as if that is the truth. As if that is fact. As if there is statistical data to support all men or this, that, and the third. It's just not. So we gotta stop making it a conscious programming. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do better, bro. On the other side, man, we gotta, actually learn to edify these women so that they can see themselves in a more respectable light. How can we want our women to be more respectable? How can we expect them to be more respectable when the environment around them and the environments that we create around them aren't doing it? We have to take more initiative and appreciate hard work and consistency, endurance and stamina. And yeah, it's tough, it's hard, but on the other side, women are dealing with the mental side of it while we're dealing with the physical side. So they have to be consistent in checking their emotions and consistent in learning to appreciate men. So a lot of what they're doing is mental, where we physically are going to have to put in place systems. We're going to physically have to put in place protections. We're going to have to physically work hard to discipline ourselves. Now, discipline is mental, but there's a physical aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? So these are things in which men are going to have to do to better ourselves and the community. And I feel it's doable. Both men and women can do this. We can accomplish this. We can reach a common ground where we are building healthy family structures in our communities and for our families. Your boy, 3, 2, out.